Welcome. Hey, Dozer. So, this is going to be a little different than what I usually do on this channel. This is, we're going to discuss the Michael Elijah Vu case going on right now, and the missing child from Two Rivers, Wisconsin. So first and foremost, if anybody out there who's watching this has any information about what could have happened to Elijah, please contact the hotline they have available. Let's bring it down. Let's see where to go. Where's the number? Hey, Susan. Thank you. Yeah. I don't normally cover missing kids, but I just feel very compelled about this particular case due to where the area is and the fact that we on this channel cover a lot of stuff that's happening in Hey Navigator that happens in Wisconsin as far as the whole Brendan stuff. Brendan's family, all resides in Manitowoc County, and that's where Brendan lived before he was arrested. And so the same people, the same police officers, not the same, but the same police department and all that is handling this missing case. And so it's interesting to see that perspective of it. And then plus, honestly, it's heartbreaking to see another missing child, case happen. And, I feel like Linda is on the other side, kind of telling me I need to cover this case. So this is what I'm going to do. So, I thought I had the phone number, but here it is. It's on the cover page that I used for this. Now that I thought I was prepared and I never truly am. Oh well. So, yeah, I don't really hear a lot about major crimes happening in that particular area. Two Rivers, Wisconsin is very small. Pete's from there. He lives there. It's very small. It's very family like oriented. It does not come across a place that would have any issues like this or anything like that. Now, the mother of the missing child, her name is Katrina Barr. She actually resides in what they call Dells, Wisconsin Dells area. And that's actually like a couple hours drive, I believe, from Two Rivers to there. Her boyfriend is the one who resides in Two Rivers. So it's a perspective on the case. So what I'm going to show first and foremost is that this morning they discussed the bond hearing and all that. So they were in court this morning. Basically, they were going over. So Katrina and her boyfriend Jesse both were going to be showing in court this morning. Katrina posted that, or she submitted to the courts that she would like her bail readjusted. The bail is set really high. So there was no way that she was going to be able to get out on bail. They do that for a reason. I don't necessarily agree with that, but So anyway, so this morning they were in court, and the judge, long story short, the judge said, we're not going to reduce the bail. We're going to keep it where it is because this is a high profile case, and she does have a history of not showing up for court for other issues that she had. None of those issues, by the way, were child abuse. But right now she is in court for child abuse. due to the fact that the child is missing and the situation around how the child went missing, the state went ahead and charged her with that. There no other charges as far as murder or anything like that, because unfortunately we still haven't found Elijah. The boyfriend is also in prison due to child abuse charges. But before I get too far into that, I just want to play this letter that Katrina's mom submitted to the courts on behalf of, I guess, herself and mostly Elijah, which is very interesting. She's basically asking the courts to not modify the bail, leave it where it's at. So, but let me go ahead and play.
I will need the name of the person who you're reading the statement on behalf of. If you could give me the name and spell the last name.
Okay. The name is Jody, J. And the statement is, I have known Katrina Bauer longer than anyone else, as I am her mother. At this time, I am asking the court to deny any bond modification for a multitude of reasons. I understand bond is not meant to be a punishment, but as an assurance to appear. While you have access to some of Katrina's records, there are records in other states, including Nevada and California, you are not seeing. She has contacts in other states that may be willing to assist her depending on the story she is telling. Her story always depends on her audience. At this time, rather than aligning in locating her son, she feels the need to reiterate what a good guy Jesse is and is fully defending him and his actions. By aligning with him, she could potentially have access to his extended family and ability to flee the area. Katrina routinely will blame anyone and everyone for what happens without taking responsibility for her actions. It goes without saying she is incapable of making appropriate judgments in everyday life, which is likely being available for future court dates and questioning. Katrina has no ties to the community. When I asked her why she would go back to Jesse, she stated, I felt alone. I can assure you she is well aware of resources available, but she chose not to use them. She severed her relationship with me in October of 2022, so there is no family in the area. While paper will show minimal income, there is unaccounted for income when compared to her spending. I am aware she allowed Jesse to claim her children as dependents on his taxes, and he gave her half the refund they received. I am also aware she receives food stamps for a child not in her care and has miscellaneous unclaimed income. In 2016, while we resided in California and my oldest daughter was having heart surgery in Wisconsin, so I was here with her. At that time, Katrina faked a forced abduction and had missing person reports filed in California. She was located in Minnesota, where she was taken a hold for erratic behavior and drug use. Officers offered to drive her to Wisconsin, and she refused to leave, stating she was there by her own free will. Katrina has struggled with depression and anxiety for many years, has a history of erratic behavior. She has been suffering from traumatic brain injury and is highly likely to forget mandatory appearances. I don't feel it's worth the risk to lower her bond, especially as victim has not been found and many questions are unanswered. She does need to be held accountable for what rules out in the future, and I feel releasing her, she would be a flight risk. I have been the victim on her verbal and emotional abuse for a very long time. If the court finds any reason to reduce her bail, I would like to be assured of my peace and safety with a court-ordered no contact and GPS monitoring.
Right. So the court's primary consideration in determining.
So that was the mother writing a letter to the courts, and the judge goes ahead and says basically what I said before, which was the nature of the case, the fact that it was high profile, the fact that she could be a risk of not coming to court. Even before this letter was written, or read, Katrina's lawyer actually said that she has some sort of neurological issue as far as memory and stuff. So she has a hard time remembering things like dates and stuff, and in the past that has interfered with her ability to show up at court on time. So that being said, the judge basically is like, yeah, we're not gonna modify the bail. You're fine where you are. So and then the next person that comes up is Jesse, who basically, Jesse doesn't have a lawyer, so he was basically petitioning the courts for a lawyer, which is it's kind of a lengthy process. They have to assign a lawyer for him if he qualifies, and he does. The judge says you do qualify. It's just going to take us a couple of weeks. So that's all that Jesse, his appearance in court after Katrina. So that's that, as far as that goes. Now, the charges originally were, and I'm going to bring this up. Now, I just also want to say trigger warning for what I'm about to read. It's not nice. It's not pretty. I'm going to try to make it YouTube friendly, but how long was the boy been missing and who reported him missing? I'm going to get into that here in a minute because it's part of the charges that they have here on as far as how and he went missing and who was in his care and why he was in his care, and it's just a really fucked up story. Thank you. This is my Detective Pikachu. See, I'm a detective. This is my detective avatar because I'm talking serious about serious stuff, so I have to be Detective Pikachu. Anyway, I got my coffee. All right, so like I said, trigger warning. So this was filed today. The original one was filed like a week or two ago, and it had some actually. Let me delete some tabs. It had a lot of gaming tabs open. It's coffee, Jinx, not milk. We don't drink milk in this house. We drink coffee only. Okay, so this is new charges. So the original charges were basically child neglect, and possible abuse, but they actually changed it to count one of chronic neglect of a child. And they have to say specified harm did not occur because, like I said, we don't know where the child is. We don't know. I mean, he could be fine out there. Hopefully, he could be fine out there and alive. He could be dead. We don't know. We can't charge him if we don't know, right? So, the above defendant on or between February 12th to February 18th in the city of Two Rivers, Manitowoc, Wisconsin, is party of crime, being responsible for the welfare of a child. So this Elijah is going to be referred to as victim child 1. Through her actions for reasons other than poverty, negligently failed to provide necessary care so as to seriously endanger the physical, mental, or emotional health of a child. So basically, this is the charge that she's facing right now, and obviously, if they find little Elijah, depending on how they find him, is going to be depending on if there's going to be more added charges. So that's just something to keep in mind. She's also charged with obstructing an officer, 2 counts of it. Count 2 and count 3 of obstructing an officer. Then she's also being charged now, this is new, neglect of a child, specific harm did not occur. So this is actually for a second child, victim child 2. She has 2 children, Elijah and then another unnamed child. So Elijah's 3. That's the child that's missing. And then the unnamed child is 5 years old. So this is the count 4 is neglect of the 5-year-old child. So probable cause. So these are the reasons why and the story as to why the charges are. So this is the original one, by the way, that we know so far, which is on February 20th. The Two Rivers Police Department was notified by dispatch that Jesse Vang called 911 at 10:59 a.m., reporting that he was babysitting a 3-year-old child victim, which is Elijah. He reported that while watching the child, he fell asleep. When he woke up, the child was missing. Law enforcement responded to Vang's residence, and there's the address. The attempt to locate the victim, unsuccessfully locating the victim. So the story, and I'm not going to read all of this because this is basically the same thing and it's a little bit more cut down, but I'm just going to give you guys like a rundown. Basically, Jesse's story is that he woke up at 7 a.m. He went to get his teenage son, who is autistic, up, ready for school. He took him to the school bus. Elijah was still sleeping. And this is at 7 a.m., right? He was still sleeping. He came back into the house after he dropped his teenage son off at the bus stop. And then first he said that he picked up Elijah and then took Elijah into his bedroom, and then they both fell back asleep until 11 a.m. And then when he woke up at 11 a.m., the child was gone. So that was his first initial story, and then he changed it to sometime. Let me see if he was still asleep when he walked out of the bus. See, and then he's saying that he woke up the child at 8 a.m., brought him into his room. Okay, I thought he said he fed him breakfast. That's one of the stories that, like, these two people, Katrina and Jesse's stories are all over the place. Absolutely all over the place. The mom continuously lies until she gets caught in her lie. But that's basically, so when he woke up at 11 a.m. and he noticed the kid was gone, then he called 911. So that's basically Jesse's story. Now, they come and they look at everything and they don't see any, like, there's no way somebody could have broken into the house or anything like that. The kid didn't just walk out the door. So something happened, right? So then he talked to, the detective talked to Jesse and they were like, so why do you have this kid? And basically Jesse said that the mom, Katrina, left Elijah with Jesse. So Katrina's in Wisconsin Dells. Like I said, that's like around a 2-hour drive from Two Rivers. So the mom lives in Wisconsin Dells. She took her 3-year-old son and left him with Jesse for approximately a week. At first they say it's a week, but I think it's been longer. For what reason? She says it's down here. Let's see. Besides Wisconsin Dells, coming back to Friday. And then she's denying that she went back to Manitowoc area around the 16th to 17th, but that's a lie, and we'll get down there. So statements that she went there. Jesse was so basically the reason why she left him with Jesse for a week, and we haven't gotten there yet, is because she wanted Jesse to, I don't know how to put this, but other than just to say what she told the detectives, she wanted him to teach him how to be a man, and she wanted him to punish Elijah. This is a 3-year-old. So, like, this is where the trigger warning is going to start coming in. Because law enforcement conducted forensic of the cell phones, so that's how they know that they were lying about where she was at certain times. But anyway, so she's sending text messages, and some of the text messages that they found from Jesse to Katrina. Jesse tells Katrina he's angry that the victim overfilled his diaper with poop and pee, and that he gave him a cold shower. that night. So that's one of the text messages that he sent her. So Katrina says that Jesse was the enforcer of the rules in the relationship. That was the reason for sending the child to stay with him. She discussed with him limits of what discipline she did not want to use. Other than that, she was fine with whatever discipline he chose. She gave examples of discipline as including praying, saying he was sorry, and going over the 4 rules that the child is supposed to be memorizing. At no point did she admit that she was in the city of Two Rivers between 12th and the 20th and had any face-to-face contact with the child. She said she was discussing behavior issues with Jesse and on Thanksgiving, and he said she needed to try harder to stop the behavior. This is a 3-year-old. I just want to remind everybody that every time they talk about his behavior, blah blah blah, this is a 3-year-old. Katrina stated she wanted Vang to teach the child by example how to be a man. She said the first time the victim had gone to stay at Vang without her was in January. She said the past week was the longest time he stayed with her without her being there, which is a lie. We're going to get down to that here in a minute. Lasser said while talking about this past week, she admitted that she had been in Two Rivers on the 16th, so now she's admitted she was there. She said she left the Wisconsin Dells around 6 or 7, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so that's basically, and then again, he was interviewed again, Jesse was, and then he admitted that the child was afraid of him, then corrected himself and said that he respects me. He started to say that the victim here, as a punishment for his bad behavior, that he stayed with him for that. They were trying to teach him how to be good here and good at home. Vang indicated that he was trying to make him understand going home is like a privilege for him. So that's what that was on the 20th, and then there's more descriptions of the abuse, basically, the discipline stuff that they did to Elijah, or that Jesse did to Elijah. And I think, obviously the mom's saying she wasn't there for it, but I don't believe it. I'm kind of skimming through this. One of the things that I will say is that he said the victim was not watching the movie. One of the punishments was that he would put him in punishment, which was basically the victim will stand in the corner or stand by the bed by me. And he makes him do that for like hours, just standing there. And that's part of one of the punishments for him, probably for 2 to 3 hours. And if the child tries to sit down, in the event that the victim tries to sit down, Vang will say, you want cold water. As in threatening him, again, with another cold shower or bath or whatever. So, and then this is again where he's talking about the morning that he went missing. It's the same thing that I mentioned. He woke up the victim. Yeah, see, here it is. He woke up the victim and they ate breakfast. So it changed again. So like before, originally he said that he just picked up the kid and went to his bedroom and they both fell asleep. But now he's changing it to say that the kid ate breakfast with him. He reported that the child ate some cereal, which had frosting on one side and wheat on the other, without milk. Then they went to Vang's bedroom, where he was told to stand and pray near the foot of Vang's bed. He did not change the child's diapers as he was too tired. He was not allowed to do fun things, and he was in timeout. When asked about any toys in the apartment, Vang reported that there was one toy which he received at Christmas time. This toy was similar to a toolbox. However, he was not allowed to play with it during the week from the 12th to the 20th, as he was in timeout. When asked what happens if the timeout did not work, Vang stated that he would give him an ultimatum. Vang reported that the ultimatum was usually to do you want some cold water? I guess threatening him with a cold shower. Reported that the child victim did not like cold water, but did not know why. He denied following through with the ultimatums. When asked about what the victim ate while he was with Vang, he stated pizza, noodles, cereal. He stated that the child was still bottle fed because he was trying to get him to eat regular food. He was unable to provide specific details as to the food. While he was sleeping, he would lock the door to the apartment, and he was talking about how he had three beers and a sleep aid the night before he went missing. So, okay, so this is where the new charges come in. The new charges that they were doing that changed it to chronic child abuse. So before it was just regular child abuse or neglect, but now it's just different. So basically, Katrina and Jesse's phones, they confiscated them and they reviewed them, and they saw a bunch of text messages and stuff. So this was all on the 13th. Starting at 9:30 p.m., Katrina was basically messaging Jesse, asking she can come over and have sex with him. And so Elijah's still with Jesse at this point. So Jesse messages back saying that, let's see, says that Katrina, if she comes to the apartment, says that Katrina cannot see the child when she gets to the apartment, and that Elijah will be placed in the bathroom while they have sex. So that was what he responded, something along those lines. And then at 10:12, Katrina sends a message to Jesse saying basically that she was going to leave her 5-year-old kid in the car to sleep. Then approximately 11:45 p.m., Jesse messages her back saying that Elijah will be put in the living room and needs to be quiet walking through. At 12:39 a.m., Jesse asks Katrina to send her location so he knows when to put the kid to sleep. So the kid's probably still awake, I guess. I don't know. Which is weird to me. They discussed her stopping at Quick Trip in Manitowoc. And then, let's see, Katrina's cell phone arrives at Two Rivers approximately 2:27 a.m. There were Facebook messages between Katrina Barr and Jesse Vang. At 2:35 a.m., Katrina asks Jess, "Is there a way to shut off your headlights completely?" Jesse responds, "No, cannot sit off completely. I can't find." She sent messages, "I can't find," and I guess this child cell phone, but a cop just passed by, so I want to make sure she's good. Victim 2 child is a child for which Katrina Barr is a parent of, and Katrina Barr indicated child 2 is autistic to law enforcement. Katrina messages, "Let me find her phone quick because I need to have some type of sound for her." She says probably thinks someone is warming up. I don't know what that means. Not worth the risk. I'll leave it off for a bit and turn it on again. She messaged and she found the phone, but it was dead. She messaged that she would leave her phone in the car. She questions whether to leave her phone on mute around 2040. She also messaged, it should stay warm for a bit, right? And he responded, "Yeah, it will." So then at 3:13 a.m., a photograph was taken, and the GPS indicated she was at the address, at Jesse's address. Now, this is where it's disturbing. The photograph that she took shows Elijah laying down on a bed. Elijah had a blindfold over his eyes, appeared to have bruising on his jawline and neck on the left side, as well as bruising on his upper left arm. And then at 4:12, Katrina deletes that picture. So I don't know why she took the picture and then later deleted it, like an hour later, I guess. But, I mean, thankfully she did, and in this instance, because now we have proof that Elijah was going through some sort of abuse, horrific abuse, a blindfold and bruises, and it also indicated around the time when she was there at the residence. Leaves Two Rivers. So then the phone leaves Two Rivers at 4:30 a.m. And then according to the National Service records, the low temperature for Two Rivers on February 14th was 27 degrees Fahrenheit and the high temperature was 36. So she left her 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 3, yeah, 5 or 6-year-old autistic child in a car from for like 2 or 3 hours, just so she can go and have sex when it was like 27 degrees outside. So, yeah. So, in review of Facebook Messenger, so this is where, so that's why she has 2 counts, by the way, of child neglect and abuse. In review of the Facebook messages between Katrina Barr and Jesse, located another photograph taken on the 15th, approximately 8:24 p.m., showing Elijah standing in a corner in diaper only. Hands appear to be in praying position, and the diaper looks full. It appears to have been taken at Jesse Vaughn's apartment. And then here's more proof that she was in Two Rivers around the times that she said that she wasn't, because she originally was like, no, I dropped him off and then I hadn't been back in the area, and so I was supposed to go and pick him up that Friday, whatever, and I hadn't been there, and blah blah blah. So obviously that's a lie. She was all over Two Rivers. She was visiting Jesse at all hours of the night to have sex with him. But yeah. So she went to that Quickie Mart. So this is also bringing up, so this is talking about the vehicle, which I'm going to show you guys a picture of the vehicles that they were asking if anybody had seen these vehicles. So approximately 12:50 a.m., went to Saucy's bar. It was confirmed by a patron of the bar. The phone separated for an hour. During the time, Katrina Barr traveled to Quickie Trip, located there, City of Manitowoc. Officers were able to view surveillance from the Quickie Trip bar. In that video, Katrina Barr can be seen sitting in the driver's seat of the vehicle. There's no child in the seats seen in the car. At approximately was making purchases inside the Quickie Trip. Phone travels to Jesse Vaughn's location, and they went back to Jesse's apartment. Apparently, 5 a.m., Katrina leaves Two Rivers again. On February 16th, the other child was being taken care of by a person in the Wisconsin Dells area. Was in Two Rivers, supposed to be under the care of Jesse Vaughn, law enforcement, blah, blah, blah. So, February 18th at approximately 4:36 a.m., Jesse messages Katrina, I told you to trust me. I'm making sure he hates me and being here. She responded, don't want him to hate you, just fear you. Jesse responds, it's okay. Someone had to be the bad person. Katrina message, I know, but either way, he can fear you and respect you. Jesse message, he did fear me, but he didn't respect me. Now I'm making him respect me. This is a 3-year-old. But anyway, that's the stuff that was filed today in court. Now let me go over to show you guys the car. So this is the car that they're asking if people in the area had seen this car driving around Two Rivers area. Let me bring it up. Because if you guys go to the Two Rivers Police Department on Facebook, they're very transparent about their investigation as far as this is what we've been doing. We're still searching Area A and Area B. So they are still actively searching for the child. They're also asking if anybody anybody would like to volunteer. So this was on the 4th. They posted this on the 4th. We have continued investigation. Tomorrow we're expanding the rural area. Law enforcement is also requesting additional public assistance in locating Elijah. During the investigation, the following vehicle of interest was identified: a 1997 four-door Nissan Altima, beige in color, bearing Wisconsin registration beginning with A and ending in 0. Law enforcement currently is in possession of the identified vehicle. We are requesting homeowners and businesses to review their severe camera footage captured on February 19th between the hours of 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. Due to the duration of the hours requested to be reviewed, we are asking the public beyond the Greater Two Rivers area adjacent to counties to review their videos as well. And then let me stop sharing, and then I'll find the picture for y'all. All right, here's one picture. So this is the car that the police department does have. They have this car, and they are saying later they said this was not Katrina or Jesse's car, but they want to know if people in the area have seen surveillance of this car. I guess so they can try to kind of like locate where the car has been during those particular times. I guess, I don't know, but so that is the car that they're asking about. So if anybody has seen this car, please contact the police department in that area. Like if you've seen it about and around. Let me see if I can find the other post for you guys. And then I want to show you guys something interesting. There's another picture of the car. I have a lot of pictures that I saved. But yeah, hold on. So if you guys follow me, like for instance, if you guys are on Discord and you're in the same Discord groups I am in, I try to post like if you're in Foul Play or if you're in my Discord. Hey Rachel, welcome. If you're in Foul Play, my Discord, or Allie's Discord, or any of those that I'm also in, sometimes I post, or I've mostly been posting in Foul Play, Allie's, and mine. These little updates that I get from the police department daily when they post them, and anything else that I find on this case. So if you guys are in those Discords, you'll probably see these posts already, but let's see. I thought I had it. I'm not seeing it. So let me go to Discord. Yeah, see, I have open in browser. Here we go. So this is what the Elijah Vu case is actively going on. Is this it? Is this it? Yes. So this was on March 5th. So he still hasn't been found. So they're bringing in FBI, DCI, and DNR to assist the search of rural areas in Manitowoc County. Yesterday, we requested the public's assistance by reviewing their surveillance camera footage regarding a vehicle of interest. That vehicle is a 1997 four-door Nissan Altima, beige in color, bearing the Wisconsin registration beginning with A and ending in 0. To clarify, law enforcement is currently in possession of the vehicle. Jesse, Vang, and Katrina are not owners of the vehicle. Our interest is not with the current owner of the vehicle, only with the camera footage captured on the 19th between the hours of 2 p.m. and 9 p.m. Please contact our tip line, and there's the tip line number 844-267-6966. 86648 with any tips or leads if you experience technical difficulties or you do not have access to upload your videos regarding the vehicle of interest. And then there's where you can upload your video. So my guess is, if I had to guess, is that they must have borrowed the car from somebody to use it, and they might have suspicion that wherever the car went throughout the city, it might be where Elijah is. So that's my guess as to what happened with this car. I said the car is in possession of Two Rivers, so they've obviously are going through the car, and maybe they found something. Maybe they found evidence of Elijah being in the car. I don't know, but they haven't charged Jesse or Katrina with anything regarding a murder or anything like that. And they could be waiting until they have more evidence, and that's 100% possible. So, yeah, it's 100% possible. And I do want to look real quick and see. Like I said, if you guys go to the Two Rivers Police Department on Facebook, every time they have something, they usually post it. And nothing's been posted since the 5th. So. But yeah. And then they also posted I think this is a press release. Oh, yeah, see? A press release. And this is basically the Crime Stoppers increase award for the missing case of Elijah. So there's actually two missing. There's actually two rewards. There's an FBI reward and the Two Rivers reward. So that if anybody has any information that leads to it has to lead to the discovery of Elijah or the arrest and charge of the individuals responsible for his disappearance. And if anybody wants to donate to the fund, you can. It has information down here on how to do that. So, and that's only if you guys. So that's basically the updates that I have on this case. Is that Katrina and Jesse? Well, Katrina was denied bond. Jesse was also, he doesn't have a lawyer yet, and he mentioned that in court today that he was going to also try to reduce bond. I highly doubt that that's going to happen for him either, due to the nature of this crime and how high profile it is, just like the judge said about Katrina. Yeah, they're looking for any information, if anybody has any on that car, as far as if videos or surveillance, or if anybody has any tips whatsoever, please contact the tip line. And I found the photo while I was searching for the other photo. So this is Elijah, and then the state tip line, and a brief description of him. He is 3 years old, folks. He is not, he's still in diapers apparently. And yeah. So I might go live in the next few days, because I have been uncovering a lot of interesting information as far as Elijah's birth father and Katrina herself as a person. I kind of want to go over that because I think it's important to kind of go over that. Because I know one theory out there was, well, maybe his dad came and took him back. Well, his dad's been in prison for a little bit, so that's not possible. And yeah, so yeah, that's the live. So like I said, if anybody has any information on the missing child, please call the tip line, call the police station. Hopefully they find little Elijah soon. And I keep praying and hoping that Elijah's alive out there. But unfortunately, at this point, there might be more of a body recovery. So, but thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, and then hopefully they find. And like I said, if you are any of the same places on Discord that I am, you can you'll see that I have you'll see that I post updates regularly. But if you're not in those Discords, or if you want to join my Discord that I have, there's the link to it. And like I said, I post updates almost every day on this case. If I, as soon as I get the information. So I hope everybody has a blessed day out there. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.